morning, y'all. It's Timothy. I'm serving pussy pink vibes with the you see me. Anyway, moving on. I fucking hate the type of men who claim that, like, women. There's two things I hate when men say: that women don't care for men emotionally, and that women will never hold a man down. Because I'm gonna be fucking honest. Most of my shitty opinions of men have came from saying women constantly give mother energy, give nurturing. Like, trust me, I've been people's emotional therapist for shit just for them to totally fucking shit on me. And it's like they can use the excuse of, oh, I don't know how to do this. And it's like, oh, it's actually very easy considering I do this for you 24 fucking 7. It should not be hard for you to simply go, oh, and how does that make you feel? I'm really sorry to hear that. Like, just easy, it's easy as shit. If you aren't, like, if you don't get it, then you're either just pretending not to get it so you don't have to reciprocate, or you're just really fucking obtuse and you just deserve nothing. You deserve fucking nothing. And if you can't be like a normal human being and just go, oh, okay, this person is expressing care about me, I should express care back, even in the bare minimum ways of asking, and how does that make you feel? Or, oh, I'm really sorry to hear that. Or, yeah, that's really messed up. You didn't deserve that. Why did he do that? Like, just, it's easy as fuck, in my opinion. And if you, like, it's 2022, about to be, 2022. It's about to be 2023. We have Google, we have social media, we have countless infographics out there to show you the absolute bare minimum you can do to emotionally relate to people. And I've studied my whole fucking life on how to, like, emotionally relate to people, and now I guess I'm some sort of powerhouse to people. But it's not as intimidating as you think. Like, you just, like, if you care about someone, just be honest and vulnerable and say your thoughts. You don't have to say every fucking thought, you don't have to resolve their issue for them. Sometimes you can go really far with well, I'd say two things, and I've said this in a different video. You say something to relate emotionally, and you ask a follow-up question. Like, someone could be like, oh, yeah, I'm just really struggling because, like, the guy I was fucking with, like, he really dogged me out. And then I would respond, oh, that's really fucked up. I'm sorry to hear that. How are you doing now? Or like, oh, are you doing anything to, like, chill out? Or what the hell did this nigga do? Like, and then if they, like, just let things go from there. And then, frankly, that's it. You just repeat those two fucking steps. Guarantee you will make a lot of friends just because you bother with those two questions. And rinse and repeat. Like, they could be like, oh, this nigga dogged me out. I got him all this wonderful ass shit. I was his basic, like, I acted like I was his fucking mother. I let him use my car. He never put gas in it. He fucked my sister, my cousin, my best friend, and my auntie. And then all you have to say is, damn, that's fucked up. This nigga out of pocket. And then you just gotta think of, like, a follow-up question, like, and how long have you two been together for him to be like, how long has this been going on? Does this happen recently? You just gotta think of some shit. Get a little creative. Get the creative juices in the brain chakra or whatever in your head just fucking going. But anyway, let me stay relatively on topic. I hate so much whenever men say that women don't care about men's emotions. Are there people, like, fucking mothers out there who traumatize their kids and make them, like, totally emotionally stunted? Yes, and I believe we should be shitting on those bitches. But ironically, I don't know. Sometimes I hear those same people who say women don't care about men's emotions also, like, it's a very specific, here, let me not get off topic. Those same people will never, like, hold their parents truly accountable, and it's like, yeah, instead of just blaming every other woman in the world for treating you like shit, you should probably just be like, my mama sucks. And then just go, oh, and I won't date these types of women who treat me like shit, and then you focus on the ones that do. Because I don't know, I've, like, almost every fucking woman I've met some crazy-ass bitches, I have. I'm very honest about that. But for the most part, almost every woman I have has been all, ooh, I spend hours at a time texting this dude and being his fucking knockoff mother. I basically, like, tried my best to nurture him and love him in a way that his mother didn't. Or I tried my best to just be caring and thoughtful and nice and give suggestions and offer help while not, like, being overbearing. I tried to, like, in anything. I just had a argument with my fucking boyfriend about that recently, ironically. Yeah, just a few hours today. That's why my eyes are all fucked up, but I'm not gonna tell you all my business. And I know how that feels. Almost every fucking woman I know has taken on the whole motherly role, or, like, tried their best to give a fuck and be, like, a knockoff therapist, a knockoff mother, all this shit. And what do they get? Nothing. They get tossed away the second they inconvenience that fucking man. I hate it. Also, I hate I hate men who are like, oh, women will never treat a man like, would you take a man? Like, I remember actually once this one bitch accused me of that shit. And it was so fucking funny. Because then in a nutshell, I remember with the next I was dating, I had basically, well, I was on my other private Instagram that y'all will never fucking know about. Shut the fuck up, don't ask me about it. And I had basically been like, oh, I hate that this dude will like never offer to pay for my food or anything, and it sucks because I do the same for him. And then this one dumbass bitch literally interjects just to purposely say, oh, but would you do the same for him? Have you paid for his food yet? And ironically, I think I actually have. I think there have been moments where it's like, yeah, I would have. And it sucks to meet people who aren't on the same playing field as you. I'm a very loving person. That's why I love my current boyfriend, because it's like, yeah, because he showed me early on that he was that nigga, or he's not that, but it's like he was that motherfucker. It's like, okay, he will treat me in the way I want to be treated. And because sadly, ironically, oh, sorry. When I get very passionate about topics, I get all over the place. You know, I'm working on that. I guess I'll talk about this one ugly ass nigga. His name was George. Fuck you, George, and fuck anyone who knows George. You probably follow me because he's showing you some of my YouTube videos and talked to you about the awkward sex we had. Yay! In a nutshell, George was the type of guy to be like, oh, why do I have to like pay for your food? Like, in order for us to fuck, that just seems like, what about equality? And it's like, sir, you don't even see me as your equal. And also, too, I don't see him, I straight up said, yeah, I'm sorry. I just don't really see you as my equal like that either. Not like, just, I've met too many men who just have done, like, dogged me the fuck out. And it's like, oh, okay. Why am I giving my all to this man? Like, why am I giving him that wet, the super gawk, slurp, like, liquids pouring out the throat, back hurting, like, really good sex? Why am I giving him emotional nurturing, fun-ass conversations, and brightening personality just to get, like, you know, dick, and then I can't even get, like, the proper, like, good, hope you're doing well text the next day. And ironically, that was the only thing I asked for back then, and it's like they couldn't even provide that. I could say, hey, I'm having a bad day. Can I talk to you about it? They'd say no, or they just wouldn't respond. Couldn't even get that. So it was just simply, I set that bar of, like, okay, if you want to be my fuck buddy, at least just pay for my food when we fuck. Because one, I knew that asking for basic aftercare from some of these niggas was just not going to work. And I was not going to depress myself. Like, I'm here to have sex to feel better about, not myself, I guess just to feel better in general. I want an orgasm and then a simple, hope you're doing okay text the next day. It's really not hard, but they would act like it's the end of the fucking world. So then it'd be like, okay, let's raise the bar. Buy me a fucking burger. And burgers aren't even that fucking expensive these days. So it's like, just buy me some fucking food so that I do not faint during sex. And then this George guy, he was such a dick. Like, I remember how hard and angrily he ranted in my phone, blowing up my phone on some, oh, you were making demands of me early on. Like, demanding I clean my room, demanding I feed you, what's all that? And I said, one nigga, I'm literally homeless. And I'm also, like, when I wasn't homeless, it was like I was living with a shitty grandmother with, like, barely any food in the fridge. And, like, I was, it's just like, yes. So in order to have sex with this anorexic homeless chick, you're gonna have to give her food so she won't just, like, die or faint in the middle of sex, and so that she can fuck you properly. And also just, like, you know, not lose her vision, get blurry, or need to leave and go home or to the fucking hotel room or whatever, because I felt like it's just simple. If you went up to a homeless chick right now and said, fuck me, and then I will give you nothing, they would not fuck you. But if you said, I will give you food, and hey, do you happen to want to have sex with me? Then sure, why not? But it wasn't just for food. It was also because I found him semi-attractive. I'll say that. Two, he also, like, and two, I told him, oh, I'm sorry, was I supposed to have sex on, like, your bed covered in, like, dirty clothes and breadcrumbs and moldy socks? Is that what you would have wanted me to do? And it's like, oh, I'm so sorry that I didn't make sex convenient for you by, like, casually starving as you fucked me on your, like, nasty-ass bed, covered in, like, sweaty-ass hoodies and fucking RuneScape. Where was I going with the RuneScape joke? I don't know, crushed up RuneScape photos that you printed out to masturbate to. He was obsessed with RuneScape. I guess I'll just use that as a punchline. But yeah, and I've also just met plenty of women in general who will just talk to me about, like, letting a dude use their car, buying the dude food, treating them to shit. And then it's like, what does the dude do? Nothing. And then ironically, when the girl's like, hey, I would like this, and the guy just tries to pull every manipulative card in the book, like, oh, so you just want to use me for money, huh? Wow, you can't just be happy with what I'm giving you? Oh my God, you're making demands of me. And it's like, meanwhile, the girl's like a goddamn Stepford wife to him. She is top tier, perfect, shaven, soft skin, flawless hair, gorgeous. And these niggas will be like, that's still not enough. You need to do 10 times more. You need to reach like a bar that will always raise and you will never fucking reach. Otherwise, that will treat you like shit. They will treat you like shit no matter how perfect you are. And I hate that. But then ironically, you could just say, oh, I want flowers. And then they'll say you're a gold digger for wanting some $5 flowers. Or they'll say they don't buy flowers for whatever morality reasons they have. It's fucking stupid. So then I like my boyfriend. Because I think he knew all this shit when he met me. Like, just certain, like, he's a smart guy. And then it was like, okay, this guy is actually, he's trying to court me. He's putting in the effort, and I appreciate that. And it's nice. And it's like, oh, thank God. And when I met my boyfriend, it was like, finally, I have the person I can bake cookies for and cakes happily. I can be in my Betty Crocker era. I will be cleaning this nigga's room when he wants. And also I do that just because I like cleaning. What can I say? It's not like always I'm not a pick-me. It's just also I like doing nice shit for people. My love languages could finally be fulfilled. I was receiving the love languages that fit me, and I could give them out freely because now I could trust it. And instead of it, I guess just to finish the topic of that George fuck. I remember eventually, the nigga did eventually get to me just because he was so whiny. Like, despite it being the blatant fact of, you can't just, like, be mad that an anorexic chick who's homeless needs to be fed food in order to have sex with you. And also you can't be mad that, like, she wants you to not have, all I asked for was a walkable path to his bed and his bed cleared off. I wasn't asking for him to, like, pine saw his floors and beat out his rugs or shit. I was asking for the bare minimum of, please have the bed ready to fuck on so that I'm not fucking on crumbs. And yet he acted like it was the end of the world. He was such a, let's just say he was a pig, and let's just say I found him very attractive at the time. Now not so much. And that when you were a sexually repressed person living in a religious household who now, like, had nobody, it's like you just gotta take what you're getting. Eventually I did go, okay, you know what, fine. I just am saying, I let him know. This bar also exists so that I can make sure someone either can, if someone respects me and treats me like a friend, I'm completely fine removing that bar and just having sex with them because I think they're cool. The bar exists so that I can, like, basically keep certain whack niggas away from me. To basically filter out the ones who are like, oh, you need me to pay for your food? What a gold-digging bitch. It filters out the broke niggas. It filters out the whack niggas. It filters out just the people who are not giving and the people who just can't do the bare minimum or don't think they should do anything nice to women at all. Sadly, George fit that, but I learned that late. It's a lesson a little too late. And then to just bring forth the ones who are like, oh, yeah, I was going to do that anyway. Oh, yeah, sure, that's nothing. Or, oh, yeah, I'd be happy to treat you, girl. And it's like, yeah, those are the dudes who get the pussy. Or word. But George got to me, and I eventually just, because I was naive, I was like, you know what, here, I just have that filter to be friends, and if you really want me to show you how I treat friends, like it's not, then I will treat you how I treat a friend, because, like, yeah, if you want to fuck me and stuff, you can, but I just need to make sure it's a proper take and give relationship, where it's like a certain bar of friendship can at least be reached. And then he was like, okay, cool. And I remember I was like, oh yeah, I was at Safeway. I saw a deal where it was like, buy two, get one free for like raspberry lemonades. I got him a big ass, like Simply Lemonade, raspberry lemonade, big ass jug. I got a Groupon deal where it was like, I paid like $10 and could get like almost, I think it was like $30 worth of Mexican food. And I was like, I can do this because I want to show that, like, I treat my friends very well. So if I can treat a friend this well, there's no reason that a man can't treat me well as well. But at the end, all that did was, let's see. Yeah, all it did was get me dogged out in the end. It's like, and then I regretted doing that for him. And it's like, see, a shit like that is why there are less and less women who are down to just be, like, totally giving and nurturing to a man. They are tired of getting taken advantage of. There are plenty of women who haven't given up and would still try. But because of whack niggas like that, there's not as much as there used to be. It's just the entitlement, it's the shitty behaviors, it's all that. I just hate that it's like a thing where it's like they just feel entitled to it, and also like any single little bit of it. Did I mention George had a tech job? So imagine someone who can really brag about like spending $2,000 while gambling and then buying like $2,000 shoes, just like putting a display case next to their fucking bed, and then having all this fucking money at their disposal, complaining to you because you needed like a $7 slice of pizza and a clean bed to have sex. And it's like the bar is in hell, and yet these niggas are still dipping lower and lower and lower as many times as they can. Anyway, so I just, whenever a man is like, oh, women don't care about men's mental health, it's like, no. you probably just scared off every woman in your fucking life, or you need to find better women in your life in the first place. So if you've supposedly never had a woman care about you, then either something's really fucking wrong with you. And then if it's not that, you are just surrounded by really shitty people. I know how that feels, to be surrounded by just constant shitheads and not know how it feels for a long time to be cared about. And then if not that, and if you know deep in your soul or have the small tickle in your brain that's like, I don't think that's it, then you probably have been shown care by a woman. They just all have given up on you because they're either a piece of shit and you don't try, or because you're just unhelpable. And you need actual therapy. You can't just rely on any girls between the age of 13 to 98 to cater to your needs and emotions. It's not healthy. You need a proper therapist. And also, if you're afraid that a woman's going to use you for money, usually not. Yeah, there are some who are desperate, but it's I don't know. For me, I was just thinking the other day that if I were single, if my homegirls were like, oh shit, my man ain't acting like shit, the first thing I do is be like, oh bitch, here, we going shopping, then we going out to eat. And I would be the gayest bitch possible. I'd be like, whatever shit she wants, buy it. I'm swiping my card left and right, because I think my friend is fine as fuck. I'm not going to say too much. Let's just say there's a certain... I have some homoerotic friendships. Would I? No, I would not. But you can just be like, yes, my friend is a bad bitch. They're hot as fuck. And I ain't gonna ever fucking date them. But they deserve to know how it feels to be treated fucking well. And then I treat them the fuck out. I'd ball out. And I would not expect pussy at the end of the night. And so to me, whenever a nigga is like, oh, I can't do this for a bitch, we always have to go 50-50, fuck, I look like buying a bitch roses, that just screams broke behavior. That just screams you are a lame-ass loser. It screams you should die in a fire. I want to vomit knowing that niggas like you exist on this fucking planet. But that's just me, though. I'd be buying bitches food left and right just because it's oh, okay. I got the nice, enjoyable experience of sitting in a place with a very pretty woman, getting to know about her, but I forget that most men just feel entitled, where it's okay, oh man, I paid $7 for a slice of pizza and she didn't put out. Fuck this bitch, she's a gold-digging whore. I don't like that niggas like you exist on this planet. I don't like y'all. You make me sick. I'm gonna fucking vomit. Actually, I want to puke. Just knowing some of y'all exist on this planet. I've met y'all. Y'all make me sick. There are way too many women who have stories about giving their all, and I mean absolutely their all, to a man and getting nothing in return. So trust me when I say the playing field for mooches is mutual. I just told y'all about a rich man who mooched off of me while also brainwashing me to think that I was the mooch. So it's they're very good at their game. They're very good at it. Hobosexual. You could even be rich and be stingy, and to me being rich and stingy is worse than being poor. A poor man, he has the excuse of, oh, I'm sorry, I'm not making enough money. And that's okay. You can't afford that. Of course, if you decide to not do anything nice ever because you're poor, then I'm judging you. Because it's you could do broke shit like matinees or discount deals and still give. But if you're oh, I can't buy you this expensive thing, I'm sorry. Or, oh, we may have to split this bill, that's fine. But a rich nigga, excuse me. I'm not kidding when I say I want to vomit. I conditioned myself to want to vomit whenever a man does broke behavior to protect myself. It works most of the time. I used to get sick in my old job whenever someone would, let's just say I witnessed a lot of shit I didn't like in the food industry. And it showed me how a lot of these broke niggas act. I don't like it. Being broke as a man is not bad. Stinginess is, though. If you got it and you ain't doing it, you just suck. So if you're rich and stingy, and it's being frugal is one thing. That's okay. But eventually it's if you're let's say you're a rich ass man and you're I'm not going to give gifts to my girlfriend. I'm not going to do anything. We split every single bill. If I buy her, let's say she leaves her wallet at home. Okay, she has to pay me to the fucking cent. If we go to a jawbreaker machine and I put in a quarter, she has to Venmo me that quarter back, or else we are breaking up on the spot. Then it's I'm sorry to tell you this, you're a fucking asshole. And I hate you, and you should suffer for the rest of eternity, but that's just my opinion, though. Don't get mad. Anyway, yeah, this video actually was a lot longer than I expected, but in a nutshell, I hate whenever men say, oh, women don't care about emotions. Too many of us do. We should stop caring about your emotions. I probably would have saved myself a lot of trouble if instead of thinking, oh, I should care about this man, oh, I should care about him so much, I sympathize with I sympathize too fucking much. Why do you think I have so many stories of dudes like George, or being dogged out, or being treated like shit? Because me and tons of women I know and tons of women I'm friends with or even enemies with, almost every woman has a story where it's like, oh yes, I gave a little too much for a man. Either too much care or too much fucking money. I let him use my car or bought him food and he couldn't do shit for me back. I gave him love and affection and he couldn't even be asked to bother with like more than how was my day. Or what, or WYD, like what are you doing? And he texts that every 2 hours. I know how that feels, so I hate when niggas pull that card. Stop pulling that card. Too many fucking people on this planet for y'all to be pulling that card. I'm just saying. Y'all niggas disgust me. Anyway, if anyone made it to the end of this video, this is your sign to be nice to a lady today. Or AFAB. Or just be nice to people. Be nice to people in general. I don't know. Give someone you know like a flower. They probably will need it. Especially if you have a friend and they're struggling in a relationship. Buy them something nice. Or just let them know that you're there. Like a quick little voice message. Like, at least so you can say you tried, okay? Because it's tough out here. For both sides. Anyway. Stop being these niggas' therapists and start being their worst nightmares. And stop giving too much to a man. Just like, let them... You're supposed to let them prove themselves first, naturally. And they have to try their best for you. So that then you don't come out the other end, like, with a whole bunch of regrets. Like, nah, that's their job. You don't need to be out here crying over these niggas. I say this with full honesty. Anyway, peace out. Love you. Bye-bye.